He was always moving, not because he was chasing something, but because he was afraid of standing still. Aaron Vale learned early that silence could be dangerous. In silence, doubts grew louder. In stillness, memories returned. So he kept running into work, into goals, into plans that left no room to breathe. To everyone else, Aaron looked ambitious. He was the first to arrive, the last to leave, the one always preparing for the next step. Promotions followed him. Praise came easily. People said he was going places. They didn't know he was running from himself. Aaron grew up in a house where expectations were heavy and mistakes were unforgivable. Love was conditional. Approval had to be earned. Every success felt temporary, every failure permanent. So, he made a quiet promise. I will never slow down. If I keep moving, I won't feel. Years passed that way. His life filled with achievements, but none of them stayed long enough to feel real. Each victory quickly turned into pressure for the next one. Rest felt like weakness. Pauses felt dangerous. One evening, after another long day, Aaron found himself sitting alone in his car, engine off, staring at nothing. His phone buzzed with messages, deadlines, reminders, expectations, but he didn't move. His chest felt tight, not from exhaustion, but from something deeper. What am I running toward? The question scared him more than any failure ever had. Days later, Aaron took an unexpected turn while driving home and ended up at a quiet lakeside park. The place was almost empty. No noise, no demands, just water and wind. He sat on a bench and did something he hadn't done in years. Nothing. At first, his mind resisted. Thoughts rushed in. Unfinished tasks screamed for attention. Guilt pressed against his chest. But as minutes passed, the noise softened. And then something surfaced. Memories he had buried under movement. Moments he had skipped in the name of progress. Emotions he never allowed himself to feel. It hurt, but it was honest. That was the day Aaron stopped running. Not forever. Just enough to listen. He began making small changes. He still worked hard, but he stopped proving his worth to invisible judges. He learned to say no without explaining. He took walks without goals. He allowed rest without punishment. Some people didn't understand. Some called it slowing down. Others called it losing ambition. But Aaron felt something new. Clarity. He realized that running had never been about success. It had been about fear. Fear of not being enough. Fear of being seen without achievements as armor. When he stopped running, he didn't lose direction. He found it. His goals became quieter, but stronger. His steps became slower, but intentional. For the first time, his life felt like it belonged to him, not to expectations, not to comparisons. One evening, back at the same lakeside, Aaron watched the water reflect the fading light. He felt no urgency to leave, no pressure to become something more. He was enough where he stood. And strangely, that was the moment he began moving forward, not away from himself, but toward the life he actually wanted. Sometimes growth doesn't begin when you run faster. It begins when you stop. Stop proving. Stop escaping. Stop chasing noise. Because the life you're searching for might be waiting in the moment you finally stand still. That was the day he stopped running.